Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I am Sandra, and I want to welcome you to Get Ready with Me on Making Money Made Simple. I am so very thankful for waking up this morning. I'm thankful that you woke up this morning. And you know that on this channel, if you've watched me, if you've seen any of my content, you know that I am all about generating additional income that you control, income that is not tied to a boss or a paycheck. So that is my foundation. That is my premise. That is what I always share. So that's deep in my heart. That is so deep in my heart because I've experienced multiple positions that I had with jobs I really did enjoy, where someone made a decision and completely collapsed my financial stability from one decision from one person completely collapsed my financial stability. And that is what happens when you solely rely on your job for a paycheck. Trust me, I am not knocking jobs. I adore my job. I am very appreciative. As a matter of fact, I had 13 applications into the place where I'm working over a 2 year span because I wanted to be there so desperately. When I was called in for my interview, over 40 people applied for my position. So this position is tailor made for me. I will forever believe that God decided to write this position, make it available, and plucked it right out of the universe just for me. So I truly adore my job. I appreciate the opportunities that I am given on a daily basis. So trust me when I tell you, I am not knocking jobs. What I am doing is supporting and encouraging everyone else to make sure they have additional income streams for the simple fact we have no control over someone else's decision. Now, we can influence based upon our commitment, our loyalty, how we show up, how we make ourselves valuable to our place of employment. That's what we can control. We have sole control over that. But what we don't have control over is if something shifts in the economy and all of a sudden there has to be cuts. And if there are cuts, it's normally the last one hired is the first one fired. If just additional structure in the company, if it's restructured, if new people come in and they have different visions, they have different goals, they have different objectives for that place, leadership can make a change at the drop of a dime because they have a vision for where they want the company to go. And that is well within their right. But understand that when there is someone over you, you're pretty much at the mercy of their discretion. That bottom line, at the mercy of their discretion. Y'all can get along well, and it may not be something that they can control. That results in your being laid off, you're being fired, or your hours being cut. Something that they don't necessarily want to do, but something they have to do for the viability of the company. So understand it's not always a bad situation. When things come up like that, it's not a situation that they want to do out of meanness. They want to do just because they really don't like you or they don't like you for that position. It could be for the viability of the company. So we can all understand that, which is why it is so vital that we always have our safety net, regardless of where it is, how much we have saved. We need that safety net. We need a nest egg built. So if anything ever comes up, we've got a cushion. We've got something to hold us over until we get our next job. So, my entire premise, as I stated, my foundation is making sure we're in a position to generate additional income streams, not just one. You know, normally when someone has built a business, when they've built an organization, when they've built their company, they have many different sources of income coming in. They can be an entertainer, a well known, very wealthy entertainer, but they also have a clothing line. They also have a cosmetic line. Rihanna just popped in my mind. They also have an additional income stream coming in when they are millionaires. I think Rihanna has hit the status of billionaire. I don't know why I'm harping on her, but in that sense, she has taken what she's made and let her money make her additional money because of investments, because of her vision to not just rely on one source of income. Regardless of how much money she already has, she is making sure her streams never dry up. And there is one method that I have coined myself, and it is the pay method. That is PAE, not PAY, although they generally mean the same thing. And that is what I coined for income streams, for multiple income streams, where you have them as active, passive, and evergreen. Well, actually passive, active, and evergreen. And what I mean by that is passive income. We're going to say if you create a digital product, you create that product one time and it starts generating income for you. You may have to tweak it a little bit. It could be um, um, let's just say stress management. And the words on managing stress could change over time, just based upon society. So words could change over time. You could still have the foundation of that product be the same thing, but you may have to go in and tweak it just a little bit. So it's generating income for you and you're adjusting it to the times. Something that is active is when you actually show up. So when you go and you clock in to your job right now, you're on someone else's clock. That is active. Even if you are a coach and you're coaching somebody in your own business, that's still active because you are actively engaging with your audience. You're actively engaging with your customers. Evergreen is when you create a product, and excuse me for a minute. Thank you. When you create a product and you don't have to make any revisions to it ever, is evergreen. And something like that would be a cookbook. People have been eating since the beginning of time. People will continue to eat until the end of time. So you create a cookbook, those recipes aren't going to change. Even if you personally tweak yours a little bit, you don't have to share that secret with everybody else. So you've created a cookbook. That cookbook can be viable in 1930. That cookbook can be viable in 2030 because people will continue to eat. The same ingredients will likely be available. So that cookbook is an evergreen product. And the perfect thing about all of those, you can generate income from every last one of those income streams. You can generate income online. And let me tell you how. With an online product and online offering, you don't just have a customer base that's relegated to your city, your town, your state, or your country. When you have an online product, you have a worldwide audience. So you have a worldwide customer base. Someone in Texas can purchase your product if you're in North Carolina, and someone in Asia somewhere over in India, they can purchase your product because you have a worldwide audience. There are no holes or no stops on where your reach can go. That you literally have, that's literally a no holes barred type of product. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. So, creating your first product, I don't care, it doesn't have to be a 300-page document. It does not have to be something that is so technical that someone needs a coach or a dictionary or some type of diagram to follow what you've created. Simplicity sales. Quite candidly, simplicity sales. And you may say, I don't have the ability to create a digital product. What do I know? How can I do that? Yes, you do. I watched three content creators over a period of almost 2 years. Well, one I watched over a period of 2 years. And this was when I started getting into the mindset that I've got to start generating additional income. At that time, my salary, as is right now, it is a very comfortable salary. So wasn't looking to generate additional income because I needed it to pay my bills. That I'm blessed in that area. But what I was doing was trying to build a nest egg. I have two daughters, and anything can happen with them at any time. Matter of fact, something did happen, and I wound up draining to support one of them. I wound up draining my savings. And I'm like, okay, this can't happen. Now I've got to rebuild my savings. If I had been prepared, if I had a nest egg to fall back on, because trust me, when I have a nest egg, that's a household nest egg. It's not just for me. So any emergency that comes up, it's not going to shake us. It is not going to just blow the bank. If I had had a comfortable nest egg set up, my savings, and my savings, let me just be clear, my savings was small. It was really small. And, pretty much just, okay, an extra $1,800, $2,800 here and there. So it was small. So it wasn't a massive um, expense that cost it. I was building it, but because there was an emergency that occurred, I of course had to get into it. Did not want to put it on credit card because I don't believe in paying anybody's interest. I do not. What I put on credit cards, I pay before the month ends because I love getting points. That's another little hint. That's passive income. It really is. You buying something, you're going to pay that bill, but put everything that you can put on credit cards. Use that cash back. That's how I paid for all of Christmas last year. Anyway, I digress. I'm going back to creating your first digital product. When you create a digital product, like I said, you're going to reach a worldwide audience. And if you have skills, knowledge, or experience, you have your foundation of creating a digital product. You don't need any more than that. And like I said, simplicity sells. Understand that simplicity sells. The content creators that I was watching, and I'm like, oh, I want to get into this. She talked about digital products. She talked about how digital products was helping her to get out of debt, period. Helping her get out of debt. So, whatever she made, even in affiliate marketing, anything she made, she put that on her bills, helped her to get out of debt a whole lot quicker than she thought she would be. So she's given all of these strategies and she's talking about these products. My mind is blown because I'm so lost. Being that I knew absolutely nothing about digital products, I was trying to follow her, and she never went step by step and gave me the simplicity. I was brand spanking new. I needed baby steps because I was understanding what she was saying. I just didn't understand what she meant by creating a digital product. And again, I have a rather diverse skill set. So I can create multiple things. That's not necessarily the problem. I just didn't know how to get started, didn't know what that looked like. So then I started watching someone else, another individual, same exact thing. About a year later, I started watching her. I was watching my first content creator, still just love her. But again, nobody ever walked me through this is how you do it. Then I fell into a third one just because I'm trying to learn, and I'm like, okay, one day somebody's going to show me how to create a digital product. Not until I got in this business, not until I joined the digital growth community, because we have a catalog of 200 digital product ideas, just ideas. And when I saw what the ideas were, I'm Googling, how do you create this? And Google, my buddy, showed me the steps of creating a product. So then I looked at additional trainings we have in our classroom and got into it a little bit more. So we have videos on how to create products. We have videos and instruction that were live videos, live trainings at the time of people within the community sharing with us how to do this step by step. So I was able to immerse myself into learning the process, and ta-dam, I started creating digital products. As a matter of fact, I have my own digital store where I have probably 10% of the products are free. You literally go in there, you download them, they're yours. Maybe a little bit more than 10%. But the things that I wanted to make available to people that I felt would be beneficial to people, I didn't want cost to be a factor in them not being able to obtain that resource. Bottom line, did not want cost to be a factor and those were my first digital products. So, creating your first digital product. Like I said, if you have knowledge, experience, and skills, you have something someone else can use. All you have to do, you don't have to be an expert in anything. You don't have to have a degree in whatever product you create. It's not like you need to be an architect so you're constructing a building. That's not what this is. All you have to know, or all you have to do is have experience, knowledge, or skills, and you can turn your experience into a digital product. It can be a one-page resource, literally one page. And all you have to do is provide something that someone is looking for. And you can literally go on Google and just type in, are people looking for an income journal, just so they can jot down, these are my expenses, this is what goes in, this is what goes, or this is what comes in, this is what goes out. Teach me how to balance this so that I can keep a better grip on my finances, that I'm not overspending. If I'm underspending, then let me take this category so it can be an investment category or something. Put this amount of money into a high yield savings account. Once you hit the balance for the amount where you start drawing interest, there you go. You put a little more in there. Until then, you save it at the house. But until then, so you're not penalizing, you're not paying the monthly fees. You get to that, whatever that minimum balance is, put that underspent money into a high yield savings account and start generating interest. It may be small at first, but it's still money. That's passive income. You're not doing anything. You're literally not doing anything to make that money. I don't care if it's 40 cents a month. That's still money coming in that you're not actually spending. So your balance is increasing. But we're going to get back to you creating a digital product. So over here on my trusty board, and yeah, I've positioned it so you can see it well. But I hate that my light is in the way. So, how many people do you inspire, educate, or encourage? Do people come to you for advice? If you're at work, when people come in, when new hires come in, do you help train them? Have you created a resource at work to make your job easier? Are you a project coordinator? So do you, for your own benefit, have you set up the steps? This is what we do first. This is what we do next. Then this is what we do to bring it all together. And our project now flows like clockwork. That is something that you've created for your own benefit on your 9 to 5. Turn that bad boy into a digital product, because there are other project coordinators throughout the world. They may not have thought about this little bitty step that just makes it flow a little bit smoother. They may not have thought about that. So they see your nugget, they're going to purchase your product. So, how many people do you inspire, educate, or encourage? Think about that. Let's jot down about 3 things, right, that fall within these categories. One person that you inspire, or how you inspire one person. Do you um, text them every morning? Nice little quotes. Do you send them Bible passages and then add your own inspiration to what you send them? How are you inspiring them? Do you educate people? Like I said, that product that you've created to streamline your time on your 9 to 5. Uh, have you shared it with your coworkers? Have they implemented something, a strategy that you found valuable? So you've shared it so everybody can be more efficient. Have you educated people on your job? Create that in the digital product. Do you encourage people? Do you have the kind of heart that when you see someone coming, it can be a total stranger, but you get a word for them? You get words for them. You feel like all you need to do is just go up. And I know people are kind of finicky about being touched, especially after 2020. But is there something you do to encourage the masses? People coming to you for this. If they're having issues at home, if they're having issues with their spouse, if they're having issues with their husband, they see that you have a successful family. Y'all are always cutting up. Everybody is always functioning well. You're healthy, happy, and whole. So you encourage them from your experience. You encourage them and say, implement this, see if this will work. Just try it. They try it and it makes a massive difference. You're encouraging, create that, put that in a digital product. So I've put together a few categories just for you to think about. So there's encouragement, there's clarity. When you found that nice little nugget at work and everything flows smoother in your job with what you're doing on a daily basis, or something you may do once a month, you may have a conference every year. Have you created something to streamline what was done before, especially if you have taken over a job from someone else? Now it's like clockwork. A clear, nice, rhythmic stream is what you have brought it to. If someone else had it, now you have it, and the results are different. They're better, they're more efficient. You've created clarity. Are you an exceptional cook? Do you put a little spice here and there? It, cooking tips. That could be a really great digital product. Like I said, people have been eating since the beginning of time, will eat till the end of time. Create a cookbook. Create little tips on date night. What would you do for date night with the hubby or with the wifey to just spice it up a little bit, or to let your spouse or your partner, whomever, know how much you appreciate them? Is there something extra you can throw in, um, and make that night just a little more special? Event planning. Have you streamlined how people are able to do something? If you have, create that, put that in a digital product, start marketing yourself. Survival strategies, going back to the marriage situation, and going back to where we are right now. We're in kind of a no, not kind of, we're in a tedious time. The world right now is just, oh, it's hard to navigate some spaces a lot of times on a daily basis. It is literally hard to navigate spaces. You don't know what you may face throughout the day, and that's any one of us. So, have you come up with strategies of being able to just keep yourself under control so you're not stressing, so you're not angry at the economy or just the conditions of the world? Relationships with other people, are they strained? Have you figured out how you're able to navigate those spaces and still keep it together, even keep it together to the extent of being an encourager or one who inspires? Have you come up with strategies that work for you? Have people noticed that where there's chaos and calamity all around, you still just as cool as a cucumber, because you have employed survival strategies that keep you that way? Is there a certain way you pray? Do you shut down at a certain point throughout the day and you just get within yourself to breathe again? Is that a survival strategy? Is that a technique you use that is working for you? Turn that bad boy into a digital product. How to stretch a paycheck. Child, all of us need to know how to stretch a paycheck. What is it that you do that keeps you on point with all of your bills? You're not falling behind, regardless of how much you're making. You know how to manage that money. You're not stressed, you're not strained every single month. When the month ends, you still have dollars left. So you don't have, the money stops at the middle of the month, and you still have so many other things that you have to maintain. Are you able to stretch a paycheck? What strategies have you employed? Have you decided some of your subscriptions that you're really not using? Do you have an income sheet? An income tracker. On that tracker, you can show your monthly subscriptions. I have many monthly subscriptions, and I use them all. and they're small. I use them all, but the first thing I would start cutting out, that's an luxury. That's not a necessity. None of them are a necessity. So if I needed to start stretching my paycheck, the first place I would start are my subscriptions. But you have to know where your money is going in order for you to know what you can do without. That income tracker, it shows what you're bringing in, it shows what's going out. That is a one page resource. It does not have to be fancy. All you need to do is put together a chart where if it's digital, they can enter it and it calculates, it updates with every entry. If they want to print it out, so I like tangible stuff. I love paper in my hand. So if they want to print it out, then they can do that, put it up on their tack board so they can keep it in front of them every day. But my products, you can navigate them on your phone, on your tablet, on your computer, or you can print that bad boy and make it a tangible resource. So there are so many options for you creating a digital product, making it available. And y'all, everything that I've just mentioned, there are resources that are available. There are platforms that are available for you to promote your products. And I'm telling you right now, do not create digital products and just let them sit, which I'm guilty of. I have not taken one time to promote any of my products, none, because I've been trying to build this business. And then when I stopped working with digital marketing, I just shut down from everything and I focused on my regular 9 to 5 or 100%. That's where my sole focus was because we had changes going on. And I'm like, okay, I'm burnt out from this, from my 10K in 30-day run. And I don't want to do it anymore. I just need to step away from it. So I stepped away for 5 months. And again, for my digital products, I have never promoted them. And I'm going to start. I will start. Um, oh, I'm sorry. I will start promoting them. I got a message to pop up, and that was just kind of weird. I will start promoting them eventually, but you can promote all of your products for free. Right now, you're looking at me on social media. Unless you have a paid YouTube subscription, you're looking at me for free. Meaning you can have your YouTube page and you can upload your videos, start promoting your products. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, all the other ones. I'm going to forget the rest of them. But LinkedIn, all of those, although they have paid subscriptions, they are still free, or they have paid options, they are still free. Do not pay for ads. In the digital growth community, we also have ads. We have classified ads where we promote our products, but we do it for free. I have never paid for an advertisement. Never in my life have I paid. Never in my life will I pay. I create content, and that is how I promote my business. So stop just being a content consumer, start being a content creator. Promote your products. That is the only way people will know what you have available. Any business has to be in the business of marketing and promotions, or nobody's going to know what they have to offer. So just think of it that way. You wouldn't know what Kroger has for sale if Kroger didn't have commercials on TV, if Kroger's didn't do print ad, if Kroger did not have commercials on the radio or XM or get my point. My point is you would not know what's available and what comes out in the weekly ads unless they promoted them. That is what this is. What I'm doing right now, going live to speak with you about your options for generating additional income. This is promotion. I am helping you help yourself. And that is literally what I have chosen to do. I want to help people like I was helped, being able to generate income that I really control. Y'all, that's a breath of fresh air. Because, like I said, I initially did it because I wanted to prepare for retirement. I needed something to supplement my income, and I did not want to go to work after I retired and gave my 17 years, go work somewhere else. I did not, I just didn't. I did not want to punch a clock for anyone else. I wanted my time to be my time on my terms. The time I wanted to spend with my family, I wanted to spend that time with my family without any other obligation to anything other than what I wanted to obligate my time too. So, generating additional income, starting to get into the headspace and the business of generating multiple income streams is nothing but a benefit to you. And it's not stressful. Please don't make it stressful because it doesn't have to be. This is an easy undertaking. All you have to do is show up and be committed, be determined that you're going to do what you need to do in order to generate income for yourself, your family, your household, whatever it is that you're in need of. Get into the mindset of creating digital products that can be sold worldwide. And if you do not want to create your own products, we do have those products that have been created for you. We have 4 products that are available to you. And I've mentioned before, it is the $100 passive daily pay. For $100, you have a digital product that helps to produce high income earning skills. You learn the skill of digital marketing. This is an e-learning program. So any program that you will purchase to teach you additional skills, that is what this is. We're teaching people skills on so many different avenues. We have affiliate marketing, we have TikTok shop training, we have community training, how to build your own community, just like the digital growth community. Michelle started that with hopes of building it to 1,000 people. Right now, we have over 57,000 people who have purchased these products and they are working their own business. You're not in business with anyone else. You're in business for yourself, not by yourself, because you've got a whole community backing you, poured into you on a daily, literally on a daily basis, around the clock. 24/7, because we're a global company. So if you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you've got a question and you pop it in to our comment section, someone can respond to you because we're global. So someone is up at all times of the day. And I have now hit my committed 30 minutes. So I hope I have provided information to you that has been beneficial. I truly do. So, what we're going to do tomorrow, we're going to talk about more of the additional income streams and how to really get into it. I'm likely going to come to you if I don't get my what's that thing over there? My tablet set up so I can actually hold it up as opposed to trying to come to you through Zoom, because that gets a little weird. It gets a little wonky on my brain because everything is delayed. I'm speaking, I'm talking to you, but there is like a 3, 4, 5 second delay on the screen. So it's too early in the morning for all that. It's too early in the morning for that. And I don't know. So if I get my tablet set up, I want to show you what my digital store looks like. I want to take you through my additional resources. And like I said, create products for free. Do not ever have a store where you don't have something where you're offering value. Give something for free. Don't always look to take. Give, serve, create something for free. Create a resource that is valuable. Now, y'all don't just go out there creating anything. You have skills, you have experience, you have knowledge. Create a worthwhile product because people need to purchase your product. They're not going to purchase something that's not going to make a difference in their lives. And that's what we're trying to do. In all of this, we are trying to make a difference in the lives of people. So if you're not into creating your own products, we have the 4 digital products starting at $100. We have payment plans. If you're here in the US, one person purchased the $300 program from me and got an entire year to pay it back interest free. $300 over a 12-month period, interest free, is how she purchased her product. So that is an option we have here in the US. You do not have to pay your money all at once. Like I said, I got on a payment plan before my second payment was due. I made my entire investment back. So this is a business. It works. I'm not just trying to pump you up or fluff you up. This works. It is proven. I have made within seven months over $14,000, $14,711, and some change. I can't remember that change, but in a 7 month period. And let me add this caveat to it. I didn't even show up 100%. I showed up here and there. I posted every day, but I may have posted one video. I was kind of all over the place. And like I said, I quit for 5 months. I just quit for 5 months. But within a 7 month period, I was able to generate $14,000, over $14,000 working 2 to 3 hours a day. At least I was doing that. But sometimes I didn't even do that. But like I said, I did post a video every day, at least one video every day. Now I did do that. But that is not how we're taught. We're taught a step-by-step system to generate income on a daily basis. We have the ability to generate daily income. Daily income. We have the ability. That is a possibility. We have the path. If we show up, if we actually commit and do everything that is a part of that blueprint, we have that potential to generate daily pay. So, again, I hope I've said something to you that has been encouraging. I hope I've educated you. And I hope I've inspired you to bet on you. Take a chance and bet on you. Bet on yourself. You can do this. Just generate income in any fashion. Well, not in any fashion, you know. Generate you additional income. Start to build that nest egg. Get you a comfort zone going on. But make sure that you're not just relying on one source of income. That's real fragile. That's real unstable in this day and age. Start small or go big. If you can do it, do it. But certainly commit to yourself, commit to your family that y'all are worth looking at options to generate additional income streams. If you have children, get your children involved. My cousin's grandson is, well, he's taking, they have snacks, they can purchase snacks. Treasure is now generating him income. They get their snacks in bulk. He takes them to school. Everybody's purchasing snacks. They're purchasing junk. Their school is close to a store where kind of bug infested. He's taking snacks and he's selling them at school. So, I think he's a junior in high school, because his grandmother is a serious entrepreneur, has been the majority, all of her adult life for sure. He's getting in that habit now. He does things so he can generate his own income without being tied and attached to a job, because his extracurriculars take up a lot of his time. So even the mind of a 16-year-old is looking towards his future because he's had a great example. But all right, I'm wrapping this up. I thank y'all so much for joining me. If anybody popped on live, if you didn't, I thank you that you will take the time to watch this at your convenience. Get some nuggets, get on the path of generating additional income, income that you control, that's not tied to a boss or a paycheck. That's great income, that's necessary income, but start building your own. Y'all can do this. Thank you so much. I will see you again tomorrow at 6 a.m. And I'm going to have my stuff together, I hope. So, y'all take good care. Go with God. Let the Lord lead you, guide you, bless you, and keep you in Jesus' name. Loving all y'all. Bye.